This is Hino's Sport, bringing you that heat and that fart. All right, y'all, man. I need to get into this, man, because this is laughable to me on so many fronts. How you gonna sit here and say Dillian Whyte, of all people, is a fighter that can give Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, fits? This is what I'm talking about. Pandering narratives. The Pandering Narratives Coalition, they've hit an all-time low. Let me say it again. Pandering narratives and the Pandering Narratives Coalition has hit an all-time low. Because Terrence Bud Crawford, the ship has, it sailed, man. The Mean Machine fight told everybody everything they needed to know. And he knows his sport in his four-finger lock. Canelo Alvarez. Vasily Lomachenko. Terrence Bud Crawford. And now Dillian Whyte, man. When I put you in that four-finger lock, dog, it's not the most lethal. The most lethal, everybody knows, is the He Knows His Sport ether mode. That's that Nas mode right there. That's the He Knows His Sport Nas mode. I'm in the He Knows His Sport Jay-Z mode, that four-finger lock. That's what the takeover was. And that's what is happening right now. He Knows His Sport by himself, single-handedly, got the Pandering Narratives Coalition on witness protection and on AWOL status, dog. This is why I'm laughing. Because when you got guys like Canelo Alvarez, coward ass, vacating a light heavyweight strap, I told you, now it speaks volumes to what I was saying, that he was fighting a wounded animal in a la Sergey Kovalev. He was fighting a paid to lose on steroids in Sergey Kovalev. This is why panderers can't coexist, man. Because you're standing on a narrative that's on shaky ground. If your narrative is on shaky ground, how does it have substance? How does it have solid foundation? So you went from a guy like that, who we know does artificial substance to enhance his body, i.e. clenbuterol, Mr. Clen, Clenello Alva Pads or Alva PEDs, to Vasily Lomachenko. Folks like He Knows His Sport, bringing you that what? That heat and that damn fire. And keeping the foot on the what? On the necks. And keeping the foot on the what? On the necks. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, I apply what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? It bursts his pipes, folks. We had to burst the pipes on Vasily Lomachenko and force him to where he's at right now. Because if the pressure wasn't applied, standard bearer-wise, trendsetter-wise by He Knows His Sport, and then everybody else following suit, Vasily Lomachenko wouldn't be in the position he's in right now. He would have accepted his WBC French fry belt. But look at him now. Now he's stepping it up. Because that's what happens when you demand more from these fighters. That's what happens when you ask more from these damn fighters. But panderers are running behind pandering narratives. I told you it's on a shaky ground. Pandering narratives, once they hit the ceiling, because they have a ceiling cap, they can't go no higher. What ends up happening after the fact? There's no more room else to go. They have to, they got to tumble down to the ground. Let me say it again. They got to tumble down to the ground because it's the law of gravity. Let me rewind that because this needs to marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me and hear me well. It's the law of gravity, folks. So now they ran out of shit. Now they talking about Terrence Bud Crawford. I told you guys. Oh, Earl the True Smith was supposedly ducking him. Oh, Earl the True Smith got in a car crash because he was ducking Terrence Bud Crawford. Did you guys see the Mean Machine fight? But I already told you guys more intel. I told you this guy right here is not fighting heavyweight lifting at the welterweight division. When you're sitting there and fighting a one-legged gimp in Jose Benavidez, and this guy's touching you upstairs and downstairs, that should have been enough for these Bud man fans, these Bud tards, these crawfishes, to sit there and say, hold up, when you rocking with the big fish, you don't settle for crawfish. Let me say it again. When you rocking with the big fish, you don't settle for crawfish. Why would you settle for crawfish when you're rocking with the big fish? Last time I checked, big fish eat crawfish. Let me say it again. Big fish eat crawfish. It's the way of the ocean. Big fish take little fish. Let me say it again. Big fish take little fish. Terrence Bud Crawford got exposed by Mean Machine of all people. So now they ran their Pandering Narratives Coalition or rabbit ass to Dillian Whyte. When you are 271 pounds in your last fight, you look and you feel like shit. Let me say it again. You look and you feel like shit. Number 3 for the number of confirmation. You look and you feel like shit. I haven't said that term in a while because that's what he looked like. Clearly, he couldn't hide behind UCOD's dosing of daily PEDs because he got flagged. Almost got banned from the sport. And that's sad because that happened to him, but not big. But that happened that he was able to evade, right? But not Big Titty Miller, right? You see the double standards in boxing? This is the stuff I'm trying to tell you. This is why He Knows the Sport has to debunk the double standards associated in boxing. Because of the double standards here. Because Big Titty Miller is not under Matchroom Sports. That's why. He doesn't have a guy who looks like he has ears that are ironed by a press. Dusty looking, the new car salesman, aka the new shiesty you know what, in Eddie Hearn. He's the new version of Bob Arum. He knows how to find a way to weasel his way around situations. Look at Dillian Whyte and the way he looked in the last fight. 271 pounds. Even Dillian Whyte supporters were getting on this guy. But this is the guy now y'all running with? Y'all done ran out of nothing. He Knows the Sport done 4-finger locked you so much to the point to where now you're in a corner to where you got to run to this guy. You seen the gif. The guy runs into the line of fire to get hit. At least Keith Thurman understands. Step back now, y'all. Slide to the left. That's what you do. Let me say it again. Bloop, reverse. Bloop, reverse. Step back now, y'all. Slide to the left. That's boxing 101, dog. This guy right here. Let me do it again. He runs into the fire of line, dog. So you know what Deontay Wilder gonna do? He gonna give him the Dominic Brazil special. It's that one piece. It's called a sledgehammer. The super right commitment power hand. Deontay Wilder is going to flatline this guy. This is probably going to be the quickest knockout in history. Y'all better keep Dillian Whyte away from Deontay Wilder. That's going to be the quickest heavyweight knockout real. We're talking in boxing. It's probably going to be the biggest meme in boxing, man. When you got a guy who doesn't even know how to keep his feet intact, a guy who is basically defensively irresponsible, a guy who does this and triples on himself, how you think he's going to deal with the Bronze Bomber, man? This is about the biggest joke that I've ever heard in boxing. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. Pandering narratives are running out of room, dog. So they got to use Dillian Whyte. You know what I'd say to that? Y'all get the biggest what? Higgity hush of the damn day. This is He Knows the Sport. Check it out.